Spider-Man Brand New Day has finally released. After months of theorizing and speculating and all the set photos and everything coming out about this movie, does it live up to the hype? Let's find out and get to the review. And this will be a spoiler-filled review. I will be talking about everything in this movie. So if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and watch it. Come right back, watch the review, and we can discuss more. So pretty immediately, this movie had aura. If you don't remember, a while back for the Disney Plus release of Black Panther, Marvel changed their logo to include Chadwick Boseman and the character of Black Panther. And they did the same here with Spider-Man to include only Spider-Man and Peter Parker. And I think that was just awesome, and I really hope that they do that for every single solo character movie going forward. That would just be awesome. And I gotta say that the director, Destin Daniel Cretton, he did his shit with this movie. Pretty instantly, we just see classic superhero shit. Spider-Man going around fighting his rogues gallery, saving people of New York. That's one thing too. New York just has more of a factor in this one, which I really love. Something that reminds me of the Sam Raimi movies. And I love the idea of Spider-Man losing himself to his powers because he's just becoming Spider-Man. That's something we always see in Spider-Man media, is him trying to balance his Peter Parker life and his Spider-Man life. This one, it's a bit more of an obvious metaphor, but it's actually pretty fucking awesome and leads to some really cool shit. Seeing Spider-Man just completely lose himself is just so wild, and it's some really damn good character work. I gotta say, this is probably the best character work in all of these Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. Peter and MJ, when they do have scenes together, surprisingly enough, have way better chemistry than when they were together. Speaking of characters and chemistry, Punisher's in this movie. And I just love that Peter and Punisher just sound like two New Yorkers arguing over like a sandwich or something. Like, they're just so fucking awesome together. And it was just so great to see them paired up. I gotta say though, Peter is the worst detective in this movie. There are obvious signs that some shit is pretty amiss, and he's just like, oh, alright, bet that up. That's one thing I was like, whatever, but I guess Peter's not Batman, so it doesn't bother me too much. But I mean, like, it's pretty fucking obvious that some shit's happening beneath the surface, and he's just like, oh, okay, whatever. To be honest, I didn't have an issue with most of this movie. It's pretty damn good. Most of it is what I wanted from a Spider-Man movie. I had my worries about the other characters coming in and just overshadowing that, like with Punisher, with the Hulk, but that didn't happen. They were utilized well. However, I got to say one little thing, and that's the reason why I made this a spoiler review. Sadie Sink's character. Who is she? Yeah, it's Jean Grey. We all kind of knew she was Jean Grey. Yeah, Jean Grey in this movie just did not work out for me. Maybe it's because I grew up in the early 2000s X-Men era, where Jean Grey she wasn't really evil or doing bad things from what I remember, at least not until she became Dark Phoenix. And it was still pretty wild to me to see the new Insomniac game where she is just tearing motherfuckers up. And maybe that's just how she is in the comics. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not that big of a Jean Grey fan. I don't know much about her. But what I do know is that she annoyed the hell out of me in this movie. Here's the thing. Now here's the thing. So her whole thing is she's causing all this damage, doing all this wild shit. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, maybe they'll give a good explanation. Oh, okay, she said she's trying to find her sister, no problem. You know, maybe her and her sister were doing like good shit. Maybe they're gonna, set up, they were helping mutants for the X-Men. No, her and her sister were just in a park, just possessing people. Which we just had an entire movie about why taking away someone's autonomy is not a good thing. And that flashback just made me laugh because we're supposed to get behind them because they're just possessing people. And I understand the whole thing about what they're trying to say, or at least what Jean Grey wanted to say in the movie, is that people are scared of them because of their powers. That's just something that the mutants have always went through. However, this movie did not make a good case as to why they're, not dangerous, because holy shit, there was so much damage in this movie that Jean Grey caused. And like I said, maybe if they just set it up better, but them possessing people in a park, I was just like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. And yes, I understand damage control was pretty fucked up, pulling some wild ass experiments, but it's not like Jean Grey wasn't experimenting, possessing people. I feel like I'm harping on this for a while, but it's because the entire third act stopped being about Spider-Man for a good 20-30 minutes and was just about Jean Grey and trying to make me sympathize with her, and I didn't care. I really didn't give a shit. I feel like this wasn't the ideal way to introduce Jean Grey, but you guys let me know what you think down in the comments. But to be honest, a good, I'd say 2 hours of this movie, I was in for it, man. This is classic Spider-Man shit. This is exactly what I wanted from the John Watts movies. Apparently, Destin Daniel Cretton had to come in and show him how it's done. Everything about it was pure Spider-Man. I just have that problem with the villain, and because she is just a lingering part of this movie, it kind of knocked it down for me. I understand the whole idea of a sympathetic villain and whatever. I just didn't have sympathy for this one. Maybe we showed her like helping people instead of just possessing them in a park, which like, it's not like she did bad things. She made that motherfucker wave, but you still taking away their autonomy. This is literally what Obsession was about, right? But I gotta say, they did their shit with this. Most of this worked for me. If I had to rank it with the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, I mean, I gotta say, I like Homecoming a lot just because it's such a cool little John Hughes-ish vibe, but you know, I'd say this is on the same level as that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Far From Home, and No Way Home is just a fine, you know, popcorn movie, whatever. But yeah, I'd say this ranks up with Homecoming, which is a good 7 out of 10 for me. Yeah, I feel like that's fine. I feel like, I think I just went through this whole review without mentioning Hulk. Yeah, Hulk was pretty sick. Yeah, Hulk was awesome in this movie for the 5 minutes he was on screen. But yeah, he was sick. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Yeah, I just wanted to get something out quick. So like, I probably could go more in depth if I, you know, start scouring and thinking about, you know, the intricacies of it. Maybe watch it again, but you know, I'm not smart enough to do that. But yeah, what do you guys think? Are you satisfied? Did this live up to the hype? Did some of your theories even come true? Who knows? Maybe you guys thought of everything. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.